Sambal violence have now identified some of the accused using CCTV footage to try and track down the individuals who were involved in this mob attack. In fact, now a manhunt is currently underway with raids being conducted at various locations to apprehend the suspects. According to sources, 74 individuals have been identified so far in connection with the violence, and no authorities are right now, in fact, authorities are currently working to bring them to justice. Let me go across to Pradeep Datta, who's joining us live from Sambal. Pradeep, you've been getting us all the details, minute by minute updates. Tell us about the probe. The 74 individuals would of course be individuals who are not masked. Many of them that we saw were aware of the acts that they were doing and hence perhaps tried to hide their identity behind cloths and masks that they were holding. But who are these 74 individuals? Are they locals? Are they outsiders? What details do you have?
Yes, Meghna, you are absolutely right. The crackdown against the stone pelters and the pelter gang is right now continuing. The raids are being conducted at different places. It's not 74. The number has now increased to 100. More than 100 people have been identified, and with the help of the CCTV footage, they have almost got the CCTV footage from 10 cameras. And besides this, they have also got the drone footage with them. They are also scrutinizing and scanning whatever videos have appeared on the social media. And with the help of this evidence, they had been able to identify some people, and they are trying to look for them. Administration has made it clear that there is going to be zero tolerance against stone pelters, and nobody will be spared because they are not innocent people. They are the main culprits who were trying to destabilize the situation, because government says these riots were engineered by some people who wanted to destabilize the situation. This was not a spontaneous protest, as already there had been CCTV footage that clearly indicates that about 700 to 800 people, they were holding bricks in their hands. They came over to that place. They first mobilized themselves, started pelting stones, and then from within the mob somebody fired. Now this CCTV grab is an indicator to the fact that one of the person is holding that country-made pistol in his hand, and then he's opening fire on the police personnel. That is what police had been saying from day one, that they were the one who used only non-lethal weapon. They fired with the tear gas shells. They used pellet gun only. But somebody from within the mob opened fire, because of which some police personnel also got injured. I interviewed one of the circle officer, Anuj Chaudhary, DSP Anuj Chaudhary. He has got the bullet injury on his leg. He said that had police been firing, then he would not have been injured, because they were on the other side. So how come he got the bullet injury? That clearly indicates that somebody from within the mob had been firing. So now with the help of the CCTV grab, because you can see this person has properly covered his face so that he's not identified. Not only that, we have also accessed the CCTV footage where one can see the people covering their faces. They are moving towards the CCTV camera, trying to wipe out and destroy all the evidence that is available. So they are trying to destroy the CCTV cameras also. This clearly shows that they were there with an intention to target police personnel. They were there with an intention to obstruct survey, because they never wanted the survey to be there. So with these visuals, CCTV camera footage and grab, all that narrative that is being churned out by the opposition is definitely going to fall flat, because this is definitely going to puncture their narrative. Because from day one, opposition party had been raising 2-3 questions. One, they had been trying to villainize police, saying that they were responsible for the attack. Second, they had been saying that what was the need for the second survey. Already Vishnu Jain, who is one of the petitioners, he had posted on the social media the notice that had been served to all the parties, including Jama Masjid Mosque. And I, in fact, interviewed one of the person against whom the FIR has been lodged. He is none other than the son of the legislator, Sohail Iqbal. He too said that by late in the evening, he also got to know about that, late by night. But it was too late, so he was not able to connect with the people. It was only the same morning that he went to place and he met the Jama Masjid Mosque cleric there. So he was able to tell them that there should be peace. So everybody is giving their side of the story. But so far as the administration is concerned, they are saying they were only trying to facilitate court orders. They were trying to abide by law, because they were playing a role of a facilitator. So this was the instruction of the court. On the basis of that, they were providing security and trying to ensure. But there were certain people who, for their vested political interests, they had engineered this attack. They wanted to destabilize the situation. That's one of the reasons. Now what they've done, they have also got 27 mobile phones with them, or confiscated those mobile phones. They have sent those mobile phones to the forensic lab. They are trying to retrieve the data from those mobile phones, because they feel they will be getting enough evidence, because their people were in touch with each other. They have been sending messages to each other. They want to take out those messages, because what they have got to know, that they had been telling each other to mobilize and converge at one particular point, because this was not coincidence. This was not a prayer time, so no purpose of gathering at one particular place.
Absolutely. In fact, do stay on with us. Sorry to interrupt you. Stay on with us. We'll keep getting you these ground reports from Sambal. But meanwhile, big breaking news which is coming in. The Hindu side lawyer Vishnu Jain is now saying that he has been receiving death threats, that there is a threat to his life. He's being trolled, he's been intimidated, and his life is in danger. He in fact has said that if something happens to me, then Akhilesh Yadav and Asaduddin Owaisi will be responsible. Big statement coming in. Remember, Vishnu Shankar Jain has this to say. In fact, listen in to why he says that today he who represents the Hindu side in the Sambal case in the courts says that he is being intimidated and he fears that his life is in danger.
देखिए, इस धमकी का सबसे मूल कारण है समाजवादी पार्टी की मीडिया सेल, अखिलेश यादव जी, साथ ही साथ ओवैसी जी और वहां के जो कंसर्न एमपी हैं। अगर मुझे कुछ भी होता है तो इसके रिस्पॉन्सिबल ये सारे लोग होंगे। उसका कारण है इन्होंने मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन हर जगह फैलाई है। और मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन क्या फैलाई है कि मैं जब वहां पे सर्वे करने जा रहा था तो जय श्री राम के नारे लगाते हुए जा रहा था और एक भीड़ को लेकर जा रहा था जो जय श्री राम के नारे लगा रही थी, जिसकी वजह से दंगा हो गया और जिसकी वजह से 5 लोगों की मृत्यु हो गई। तो इस तरह की मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन फैलाना मुझे लगता है सरासर गलत है। एक वर्ग विशेष से आते हैं ये सारे लोग, सोशल मीडिया के माध्यम से गंदी गंदी गालियां, एलिमिनेट करने की धमकी, मुझे और मेरे पूरे परिवार को एलिमिनेट करने की धमकी, ये सारी चीजें दी जा रही है, फोन कॉल्स किए जा रहे हैं। और इसका एक ही कारण है, ये जो मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन है। अभी जो ज्ञानव्यापी के वहां के मस्जिद कमेटी के सेक्रेटरी हैं यासीन जी, उन्होंने कहा कि अगर 5 लोगों की जो हत्या हुई है उसका कारण हरिशंकर जैन और विष्णु शंकर जैन को मानते हैं। तो ये जो मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन ये लोग फैला रहे हैं, अगर मुझे कुछ भी होता है तो इसका ये ही कारण है। और मैं एक बात और कहना चाहता हूं, मैं ये सारी बातें इसलिए नहीं कर रहा हूं क्योंकि मुझे सुरक्षा चाहिए, भाड़ में गई सुरक्षा, मुझे कोई सुरक्षा नहीं चाहिए। पर यह देश देखेगा कि एक वकील अपने तथ्य के आधार पर, अपने तर्कों के आधार पर कोर्ट में लड़ रहा था और अपनी बात कोर्ट में लीगली कर रहा था और इस तरह का काम उनके साथ किया गया।
Well, with that, there's more breaking news which is coming in as per the latest updates. Congress and rather police and the district administration have submitted a report to Yogi Adityanath government. In fact, the report has detailed the times of the survey, exactly when it had started and what really transpired after that. In fact, the report also mentions about when and how the violence, the stone pelting and the arson begins. Let me go across to Pradeep Datta. Pradeep, we've seen and accessed the FIR here on Times. Now we're getting our viewers the details. Tell us, what does the report say?
See, this report has been signed by the Superintendent of Police Sambal, K.K. Bishnoi, and also signed by the District Magistrate here, Mr. Rajendra. They have signed this report. The report has been submitted to Yogi Adityanath and government. And in this report, they have mentioned about the timing of the survey, to what time the survey team was inside, and what really happened after that, what time the stone pelters came out to that place, what led to the stone pelting. They have also mentioned about the investigation that's going on in this process, and also the action that has been initiated by them and what measures they have taken to ensure that law and order is maintained. So everything is mentioned in that report. Basically, the government has brought a report from them. They are trying to tell them what exactly has happened on that particular day while the survey was being conducted. Because initially, when the team reached at about 7 a.m. in the morning, everything seemed calm. But by 9, all of a sudden, people converged there. They gathered there. It was not a coincidence. It was well-planned strategy and a conspiracy. And finally, they started pelting stone, and then there was a firing from within the mob. That is what the police is maintaining. They are saying that they only used non-lethal weapon, but there were certain elements who were just naming. So FIR has already been launched, and now this report has been submitted to Chief Yogi Adityanath government in Lucknow.
Well, keep tracking the developments on that front. We'll keep coming back to you for more updates. Thank you so much, Pradeep Datta.